Going to the game, I'm going to be playing Aatrox, which is one of the strongest junglers right now. In this matchup, we're currently up against Lee Sin, and in an Aatrox versus Lee, this is a bit of an advantage for Lee Sin in the early game due to having better ganks. But once we're able to scale up a bit, we definitely have the upper hand when it comes to team fights due to our AoE damage as well as our ability to reset. The only thing that Lee Sin can do in the later stages is to get sidelane pickoffs or possibly kick our carry into their team. I place a control ward on the top side so I would know whether Lee Sin would go for a level 2 gank mid, invade my blue, or even go for the top scut. The clear that I'm doing is a red side clear where I go for my Krugs, red raptors, and flex depending on what happens on the map. My first tip with Aatrox is on his first skill usage. You'd always want to hit the sweet spot, which is at the edge, so that your abilities would deal bonus damage. For example, I used a second skill to pull the red buff, allowing me to hit my first skill on the sweet spot a lot easier. And if you're able to hit it consecutive times, this would significantly help you clear the camps faster. Don't forget, while clearing your camps, you always look around the map on any possible ganks that you could go for. Even though Aatrox ganks may not be the strongest, if he's able to land his abilities properly, then you would be able to burst the opponents quite quickly. I see that Teemo is a bit low, so instead of going for the wolves, I went for the blue buff since this is the camp closest to the Teemo. So if you see someone that's low, you'd always want to clear near for any possible countered ganks or even a tower dive. After clearing the blue buff, it's not yet enough that we could go for the Teemo dive, so I first go to my scuttle while looking at the state at the top side, just in case I could go for a dive. Lee Sin goes for a gank mid. I think he forces the Yone flash, but I'm able to clear the scuttle. I see him remove my control ward on the top side. I look to go for a cheeky Teemo gank since it's pretty low. EQ, get them pretty low. W, my Q2 doesn't hit, but I get him pretty low, which is very good for us. Lee Sin shows up. We bait his Q, lifesteal a bit. We're back with 1 HP. He flashes out. Garen is pretty low, but he's able to get the last hit onto Lee Sin. Perfect timing, getting level 5, and as soon as he gets access with his ulti, he's able to burst down the Teemo as well. Pretty lucky, I must say, but at least we're able to get the job done, and getting a 2-0 lead is huge, especially against Lee Sin, who specializes on early game. If we get Lee Sin to have a bad early game, then this jungle matchup is gonna be very favorable for us. After clearing the wolves, there's no more camps that I could go for, but I see that Lee Sin is going for another gank mid. He wants to make use of his early game. He misses his first skill. Yone is quite low. Vladimir flashes away. Yone is still trying to damage the Lee Sin a bit. He goes a bit too greedy. We're not able to get the counter kill. Our Q3 didn't hit since it's not enough range. Our duo bot also dies, which is not the best idea. And we have no choice but to go back. We went for the Glutton's Greaves because not only will this item give us MS, it will also give us AD, and the additional MS that it gives will allow us to hit the sweet spot a lot easier. Another thing about this boots is that it gives us Omnivamp, so whenever we're able to hit someone with our Q, if it hits a sweet spot, we would get a lot of lifesteal, making our sustain even higher. With all that's happened, Garen dies to Teemo, not sure why after getting a double kill. Very unfortunate, but we have no choice since we're at the bot side. We just want to farm our camps and look for another possible gank. I checked Garen's items. He went for the plated steel caps against an AP, which is not the best choice, and that's why he died to Teemo. But it's okay. We're still quite good. We have a good scaling composition with Ezreal Yone. Aatrox quite strong at the scaling game. If we're able to get one kill, then it should be easy for us to get a cleanup. With the objective spawning in 35 seconds, I just want to clear my top camps before going back to base so that I would have more levels plus more possible items that I could go for. After clearing the Grump, I make a decision whether to go for Dragon or Rift Herald, but seeing that our duo bot died earlier, I decide to go for the Herald instead. This would be a much safer choice. Teemo, pretty low, actually still high, but we're able to get a tower dive since he's very squishy. We easily get a kill, and with their Baron laner gone, we go for the easy Rift Herald. But looking at the map, Lee Sin is actually starting Dragon by himself, and now he's getting punished. So I check the Dragon, and looking at the minimap, they're able to drive away the Lee Sin. So instead of getting the Herald, I immediately go to the Dragon, which is low HP, and this could be a possible secure for us. I force the Dragon, first kill, get it with my smite. Yone pretty low. I chase down the Nami, second skill hits, nice play on the Thresh. We pull her back, Thresh is able to pull also. Vladimir goes in with his own ulti. I don't have my own ulti yet, but we're able to poke him a bit with our Q, doing 200 damage. QE, so another sweet spot, but he's quite fast with the passive. So we just go back and buy our items. Rift Herald is still up. I wait for my Ghost Blade, which is about 800 gold, and once this is up, this is a huge power spike for us, granting us even more move speed. Yone getting Teemo pretty low. Garen actually had to flash, but Teemo just died to the red buff. This will most likely be a free Rift Herald, but with Lee Sin showing up, he's trying to poke me a bit, but I have lifesteal with my Q, so I'm able to get my HP back. But looking at the map, Ezreal is alone, their ADC went with them, so it's gonna be a 4v4. Yone half HP, not the best positioning for us, but the opponents are starting the Herald. I pop my ultimate, nice hook on the Thresh, Q2 flash, and beautiful follow-up on the Thresh play. We get a 3-man Q. Even though we get bubbled, it was too late. We're able to deal all of the burst damage, and this is the power of Aatrox in the team fights. Not only are we able to deal massive damage, we also have a bit of knockups, and when we're able to get a reset, it's gonna be easy for us to clean up. With all of their members down, not only are we able to get the Herald, we also get the team fight win, mid tower, Ezreal getting bot tower for free. Huge team fight win for our team. Now we go back to the scuttle, and with all of my camps up, I just want to farm this before going back to base. This is another decision that I would make, whether to go for the Triforce or Cleaver. I only go for the Cleaver if either I'm the only frontline or I'm quite behind against their team. But seeing this game, I'm currently 4-0, and we have frontline with the Garen plus Thresh. This is a perfect time to go for the Triforce, since this would deal more damage overall. The attack speed that this gives allows us to get auto attacks in between our Qs. Thresh getting a hook onto the Vlad, but since he has pull, it's quite hard to chase him down. Using the Ghost as well, hook doesn't connect. And finally, Garen is winning lane against the Teemo with mid and bot towers down. The only tower left is topside, but before going for that, I just want to clear my topside camps so that I would be able to farm efficiently. Garen is still pushing top. Looking at the bot side, Yone and Lee Sin are both fighting, and I could have just went top to get the tower, but seeing that all of their members are bot side, this should be a free tower for us. Teemo is still missing, but since he has a mushroom there, he definitely knows my positioning. Tries to poke the Garen a bit, but the Teemo realizes that he wouldn't be able to defend the tower. Most likely, we would just dive him. Unfortunately, Thresh Yone dies bot lane, but at least we're able to get a tower in exchange. We steal the Raptors, and with Triforce up, I just want to clear my wolves before going back to base. This is perfect timing since the dragon is spawning in less than a minute. We should have 2 items at this objective, and this power spike will make us really scary since we will have a lot of move speed as well as damage in our kit. The next item that I want to go for is Zhonya's, so that we have a bit of a safety measure just in case we're caught out of position. We already have a lot of damage, that's why we need a defensive item at this stage of the game. Lee Sin goes in, gets the Ezreal pretty low, one-shots him actually, so we try to get another counter kill. Lee Sin with the flash, I have my third skill to chase him down. Second skill, flash in with my Q, get a kill, get a reset, but since we're pretty low, we have no choice but to go back. Vladimir flashes in, gets a kill, very unfortunate, but at least we're able to get a 2-for-2 trade. And if you look at Yone, he's freely farming the bottom side. Garen shows up. Nice flash by Thresh. Tries to buy time. Nice hook. Garen is there to get the kill as his third skill, but Vladimir is able to lifesteal. Nice Q by the Garen, getting another kill and still helping us maintain our lead. With our jungler still down, we should spawn at the same time and we could just take this objective. Since we're able to get the Ice Dragon earlier, if we're able to win this team fight, then we would have 2 dragons threatening the 3 dragon buff. Vladimir is still dead, so we could possibly just start this right away since we would have the numbers advantage. Teemo put some shroom. I have my control ward to see where the shrooms are. And what I'm thinking is if we just finish or we go for the turn. But since the dragon is pretty low, my teammates are doing a good job zoning the opponents, so this is pretty free for us. One tip when securing dragon with Aatrox is to always combine a Q3 plus smite. That way, you would be able to deal a lot of damage and have a higher execute range. I go with Thresh. If he's able to land the hook, we should be able to burst them down. I see that Lee Sin's on the top side. Teemo is out of position. As soon as Yone hits Teemo with the ulti, we go in, get a reset on our ult. Thresh is also going in. QE. Look at the damage that I'm dealing. Nice hook by Thresh, and we're also able to kill Vladimir. 380 on just 1 Q. I think our Q3 does about 400, 500. And see how much damage that we deal with just these 2 items. Bot tower is almost done. Thresh goes in. Nice hook onto the Zeri. We just Q in. She lives with 1 HP, but Lee Sin, a bit out of position. We're able to take him down with the auto attacks. And with their bottom inhibitor down, minions at the mid side, this should be pretty easy for us to take. Teemo's a bit tilted, wants to get the Ezreal, lives with 1 HP, and that is really good for us. With Baron up, I'm thinking to myself if we should just take this objective, but seeing the Ezreal's HP, it's gonna be quite a risk, and we don't need to be very hasty on what we're gonna do next. The next item varies. I chose to go for the Death's Dance since we already have a lot of damage. This would give us a bit more sustain since the opponents have a lot of burst. Death's Dance is perfect for us because when we're able to get a takedown, we get our HP back due to our ultimate reset as well as the Death's Dance passive. Baron is up. Lee Sin thought that we were going for the Baron. We immediately go in for the punish. Q flash third. Get a kill onto their jungler. We have a lot of movement speed due to the Phage plus ultimate plus Ghost Blade. Thresh is looking for another fight. Q in, 397 damage on just 1 Q. Yone flashes in. They're trying to look for another kill, but we're not able to get the last hit onto any of them. Thresh very low. Garen gets the kill finally with the ignite. And we're thinking again if we should go for the Baron, but looking at the HP, we're pretty low. So, you know, we don't need to risk it. We're massively far ahead. And the last thing that we want to do is to just throw the game. The next item that I want to go for is the Mortal Reminder. Since they have Vladimir and a lot of healing like Nami, this is a perfect item. You could also go for this third item if you want to play a bit greedy. So you could just interchange the Death's Dance and Mortal Reminder depending on what you want to do. Free Baron for us. We easily take this and look for another fight at the top side. Teemo, quite fast. We just secured the red buff. Give it to the Yone. Look for a possible catch. Yone with the ultimate. QE. Get another kill onto the Teemo. 612 crit. Then we look for possible pokes on the opponents. Not enough range. Our Thresh falls down. Zeri is chasing us down. A bit of a risky play if we want to force, since it's gonna be a 3v4. Zeri is quite fast and it's hard to catch her down. So another tip, or if you have noticed on my Q usage, I always use my third skill at the last possible second. So when in team fights, you'd always want to use your first skill and then third skill only when you see the opponent move. If they go closer, you third skill away. If they move farther, you third skill inside. You always want to use your third skill for the last resort. You don't want to use your first third at the same time. The worst combo is thirds first. That way, it's gonna be very easy for your opponents to react. That's why you always want to use your third skill at the last possible second. But if it's too late, then your first skill wouldn't get the additional range. Topside, a fight is happening. They're chasing down the Garen. Yone is freely pushing bot lane. That's why I just want to help our top laner, possibly get a kill. Thresh is there. Garen falls down. I'm just waiting for my support before we go for the engage. QE again. Get a 2-man knockup. Q3 onto the Zeri. She's able to flash, but not enough. Lee Sin flashes away, but I have my QE flash. And that's what I mean about Aatrox. If you're able to master this champion, you're able to master the sweet spots, you would be able to go for plays like that, not allowing the opponents to react. With 4 of their members down, top inhibitor is the only one left. Nice hook by Thresh, actually on fire lately, and we just burst Vlad with just Q2, and with their Nexus exposed, no more protection, we're able to end the game. Overall, pretty clean game from us. We just had 1 death. We're able to utilize our Q usage as well as our dash. 89% at Challenger. We get MVP, but props to my teammates for all of the crowd control that they're able to provide. We're able to get the easy resets, 13, 1, and 5, 23k damage, 8.3k damage taken. If there's a lifesteal stat, we should have gotten a lot of lifesteal in this game as well. So that is it for our Aatrox jungle. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.